Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Emily, and today I've got a super good video for you all. So I've got this massive stack behind me of unread books. So today I thought I was going to go through my entire unread physical TBR with all of you, so you can see what sort of books I have still yet to read, what books you think that just shouldn't be on there anymore. So obviously this is going to be a very long video because I got so many books, and along the process I'm also going to count all the books that I have to read. Okay, so we're starting off strong on this side of the room over here, which is just above my desk. And I think there's only one book on this shelf, which is Our One and Ends, which is quite bad, but it's not too bad that I haven't finished it, but it's still quite bad. On the row above, I've got Her Majesty's Royal Coven, still not read, Book of Night, The Final Strife, The Darkening, The Stardust Thief, and then I've just got Juniper and Thorn and Blood Cycling over here. And then if we go up to the next shelf, it's these two entire piles of books I've not read. All of these are read, these aren't. So The Secret History, If We Were Villains, The Maidens, Keeper of Apolepo, Such a Fun Age, Family of Liars. Then I've got The Hand on the Wall, The Vanishing Stare, As Good as Dead, Good Girl Bad Bug, A Good Girl's Dead Murder, Little Fires Everywhere, and then The Midnight Library. And then moving on to this bookshelf over here, which is incredibly big. I think there's only maybe 10 to 15 books that aren't read on here. And we're just going to start right at the top, and the books I haven't read up here is The Hobbit and then the entire Lord of the Rings, because I'm awful, but I've read the rest of these. And then I've also not read yet Cruel Illusions, but I've read the rest of these. And going on down to this shelf, I've done quite well on this shelf, besides Spice Road, The Adventures of Amina El-Sarafi, and then City of Nightmares, and then finally Mexican Gothic are the only ones I haven't read. Moving on down further, again, I've not read The Language of Thorns, but otherwise everything else is read, and I don't know why this is sticking out like that. And on this shelf, I've done really well again, besides Glow. It's the only one I've not yet read. This shelf, every single thing on here has been read. The same as my Greek mythology shelf, and then on the bottom right here, the only books I haven't read are 4, and then The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is quite bad of me, but it's not too bad. Now on this shelf just over here, I think there's also the similar amount, very little amount of books I haven't read on here. Books I haven't read are Ghost of the Shadow Market, The Red Schools of Magic, and The Bane Chronicles, and then also the Shadowhunters Codex, and then Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy. I know I'm a big Cassie Clare fan, but I've just not read the extra novellas. I'm awful as a person. I've read all of these and all of these. Down to my sci-fi shelf, the only book I haven't read on here is Seven Devils. I've read all of these, which is very good. On this shelf, the only book I have not read is Blood of Olympus, because I'm currently reading the Heroes of Olympus series, so I'm going to finish it soon, and I'm currently on House of Hades. And just down here on the bottom shelf, I've not read any of the Twilight books. That's the only books I haven't read. How bad? So I think it is just about 12 books on here. And just above my bed, I've not read any of these 3 books. So the Penguin Book of Christmas Stories, the Anthology of Irish Folk Tales, and then I've got Grimm's Tales. So as you can tell, I like mythology, story type books. I'm just not very good at reading them. And we've moved over to this little ARC section. Please ignore my little curtain. It's obviously there. It's incredibly messy. So these are all ARCs that are actually coming out this year. So as you can see, I'm not doing a very good job of it, but it's fine, guys. It's fine. And I think I just counted, and there's 31 books on here. So we've got Gwen and Art Are Not in Love, Unseelie, The Luminaries, The Cleaving, Secretly Yours, Wild Blood, Shield Maiden, The Housekeepers, Tournament of Crowns, I love Elise Cover, The Wedded Wife, Gothicana, Shanghai, Immortal, The Pomegranate Gate, Master of Death, How good. I literally got this the other day. I'm so excited to have this. Death of a Bookseller, and then The Immortal Games at front. Here I've got The Happy Couple, Bitter Thorn, Love Can Hurt, Chaos and Flame, Lies We Sing to the Sea, what's this? Charming, and then The Lesbiana's Guide to Catholic School, which I'm very excited to read all of these books. And I just need to very carefully push the books out of the way here because there's too many. So as you can see, this is incredibly awfully done. So at the bottom I've got The Foxglove King, Immortal Longings, Atlantia, Sing Me to Sleep, Nocturne, Day of Full Night, and then Frontier. So it's not too bad, guys, but still pretty bad. Actually, I've got even one more at the bottom. I've got Fourth Wing right at the bottom. That's even worse. I just don't even know how many books I have. Now we've moved on to my beautiful TBR cart, and there is 47 books on here, which is kind of insane. So we've got my friend Celine's poetry book, and then we've got The Liar's Knot, The Mask of Mirrors, in the wrong order, obviously, The Gathering of Shadows, A Conjuring of Light, Vengeful. Then we've got Chosen Ones, A Sky Beyond the Storm, Bright We Burn, Now I Rise, The Never Tilting World, A Thousand Splendid Suns, The Bone Season, The Wicked Deep, Half-Blood, Red, White, and Wild Blue, and then Aristotle and Dante. And as you can tell, these are all the 23 books that I want to read this year. Then I got some others at the bottom. The Missing of Claire de Lune, Honor Among Thieves, The Coldest Touch, One Dark Window, then All Our Hidden Gifts in the Sun, and then Flame in the Mist, and then Hunt the Stars. We've got The Final Empire, The Merciless Ones, Cry's War, the first 2 books in the Turling series, We Free the Stars. Then we've got the entire Nevernight series. And we've got A Far Wilder Magic, Empress Crowned in Gut Red, I think. Soul of the Deep, Cruel and Faded Light, The Iron King, Extrasia, August, Keto and the Mechas from Space. And then we've got The Shadow in the Glass, which is Cinderella retelling, In the Ravenous Dark, and then All of Us Villains. So it's quite a good little cart. It fits quite a lot on it, but still quite a lot of books to go. And as you can see over here, I've just got my hardback stack sort of collection going on. Don't really know why I have this, can't really tell you, but I have it, so it's fine. And I've got A Song of Wraith and Ruin. I really want to read this. I've been wanting to read this for so long. Bone Cries Moon, same, I've wanted to read this so long. Last Fine Call, Castle in Their Bones, and then Stardust in Their Veins, which I sound so good because I love Saul of Sebastian's other series. Now She's a Witch, The Clostiers, the entire Blood Air trilogy. It's stunning, it's beautiful. Why have I not picked this up yet? Song of Silver, Flame Like Night, which I've heard such good things about. Hellbent, The Thorns Remain, The Shadows Between Us, Infinity Gate, which is obviously a sci-fi. Silver in Their Bone, which is a new addition to my little stack. Forest of Souls, Mary Lou's new book, Stars and Smoke, and I love Mary Lou, so this can be very cool to read like a contemporary by her. This Woven Kingdom, and then As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow. So yeah, nice little 20 books just here. And now we're moving on to this lovely TBR stack slash very deep pile, and my plan is to show you each of these by showing you section by section rather than taking them off the bed, because you're gonna be confused and you're gonna have no idea what's going on. So we're gonna start with this little fabric container stack thing, whatever I've got going on here. Then I've got Gallant, which I've took the dust jacket off because I've read 3 chapters of it and that's as far as I got, and I put it down for House of Hades. The Princess Will Save You, The Queen Will Betray You, The Bright and Pale, I believe, Shielded, Star Daughter, This Golden Flame. Then we've got arcs all from last year because I'm the worst. We have Wild and Wicked Things, Stone Blind, Why Did You Stay, Monsters Born and Made, Babel, Perilous Graves, Foul Lady Fortune, Misrule, In Case of Emergency, Ithaca, The Book Eaters, The Ones We Burn. And then so after the arcs, we've come on to the 2022 releases slash special editions. The Drowned Woods, This Is Law, a Fairy Loot edition from obviously years ago, Incendiary, Silver Under Nightfall, Mindwalker, The Kiss Curse, Frankenstein Makes Her Match, Violet Made of Thorns, The Alchemists of Loom, Heart of the Sun Warrior, and Ariadne. And then moving on next, this is also just a mixture of fantasy slash just normal books. We've got Cleopatra and Frankenstein, my newest edition, because I had to buy it in Tesco's or Sainsbury's because it's like £4.50. So we've got Vladimir Wahala, Ginka, Where Is Your Husband, which I can't wait to read, A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon, Rich People Problems, China Rich Girlfriend, so these are the second and third book in the Crazy Rich Asian series. Then we've got The Fixer Upper, entire 5th season. I bought these on Depop, so they're pre-loved, but they're so beautiful. Mythos Heroes by Stephen Fry, we've got Troy by him as well, The Wolf Den, 1,000 Ships, Queens of Themyscira, I believe that's how you say it. The Children of Jessica, The Penelpad, The Final Gambit, you know, the final book in the Inheritance Game series, How to Kill Your Family, these 2 books by Mark Lawrence, which is The Girl on the Stars and The Girl on the Mountain. Then we've got The Way of Kings series by Brandon Sanderson, and look how chunky these books are. So these are the first 3 books, but obviously they're all split into part 1 and part 2, but they're just so beautiful. Next up, we've got a little stack of some romancy kind of books. So we've got Never Getting Back Together, Maggie Moves On, Things We Never Got Over, Things We Heard From the Light, The Man I Never Met, Mistakes Were Made, Astrid Parker Doesn't Fail, The League of Gentlewomen Witches, The Mysterious Society of Lady Scoundrels, The Play Next Door, The Hookup Plan, How to Fake It in Hollywood, Lizzie Blake's Best Mistake, The Cheat Sheet, Infamous, X's and O's, Twisted Hate, Twisted Lies, Until I Met You, I Was Born for This Winter, Radio Silence, Loveless, Alex Approximately, The Poet, Golden Boys, Emergency Contact, Yoke, Permanent Record, Confessions of an Alleged Good Girl, Begin Again, You Have a Match, and Tweet Cute. So it's kind of like YA contemporary right at the bottom, and then I guess just the rest is romance. And now we've got another stack of more fantasy books. So besides obviously from this one, we've got City of Girls, Jade War, Jade Legacy, The Kingdom of Copper, Empire of Gold, then the entire Discovery of Witches trilogy, The Name of the Wind, and then The Wise Man Fear, and then obviously The Slow Regard of Silent Things, and everyone says these are so good, just haven't picked them up yet. Then I've got The Way of Shadows, Shadow's Edge, and Beyond the Shadows, which I'm excited to read. I've heard really good things about these. And then we've moved into some random Colin Hoover books, which is Regretting You and Layla. And then I've got the second book in Fortune and Sworn series, so Restless Slumber and then Deadly Dreams. I've got the first 3 books in the Zodiac Academy. And I've got these books I got sent by the author, which is Whispers of Witches, Echoes of Magic, and Screams of the Damned. And the covers are so beautiful, so if you can't see them right now, but I highly recommend you go check them out. And now we've got another stack of romance books, and they look incredibly messy and look like they're gonna fall over. Icebreaker, King of Wrath, The Marriage Game, When Gracie Met the Grump, Maybe Another Life After I Do, Double Life of Daisy Hemmings, Singles Tables, Booked on a Feeling, Riders and Lovers, Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute, Weather Girl, You Again, Fix Her Up, Love Her or Lose Her, Towards Engagement, The View Was Exhausting, Queenie, My Dark Vanessa, My Year of Rest and Relaxation, The Flatshare, Half, Conversations with Friends, Looking at You, If I Never Met You, Don't Forget About Me, You Had Me at Hello, Transition Baby, This Is How You Lose a Time War, Rich Azens, and then some Katie Ford books my friend gave me, which is Recipe for Love, A Perfect Proposal, Summer at Sea, and Paradise Fields. And just so many books. And now we've moved on to yet again another section, which is quite bad. So we've got Rowan and then Wrath by John Gwynne, the 3rd and 4th book, A Touch of Malice, Dance of Thieves, Bow of Thieves, Before the Coffee Gets Cold, which is the 2nd book, so Tales from the Cafe, Before Your Memory Fades. Then the first 4 Bridgerton books, and then I've got all 5 of the Garthnick, the Old Kingdom series in here. The Hedgewigs, Set Fire to the Gods, really good actually. A River Enchanted, The Last Unicorn, Malice, The Bone-Shod Emperor, Sexy but Psycho, Wicked as You Wish. And then I've got The Girl and the Moon, 7 Mercies, and then Daughter of Sparta. So yes, again we've got another stack of books. This is the last one finally. So we've got Malice and then Valor, the first 2 books in the Faithful and the Fallen series, Trespassers, and then we've got the first 5 books, as you can see, of the Trials of Apollo series, which is all 5 books obviously. The Shattered Lands, Bridgerton book 2, don't know why it's over here. Got Losing Hope, and then Finding Cinderella for unknown reasons actually. I don't know where I have these books. I think I was giving them to my cousin. Don't need these 2. The Steve, A Thousand Boy Kisses, Unwell Woman, The Shadow of Koshi, Lessons in Chemistry, Meet Me in Another Life, Ledge, The World We Make, you get the first book from this, Light of the Jedi, Collarbound, The City of Dusk, The First Sister, Trussell and Eleanor, then Ready Player 1 and Ready Player 2. Right at the bottom, as you can see, I've got The Maid and then Reckless Girls. So this is this stack. I've got even more hardback stacked alongside, so let's see what they are. I've got Iron Widow, The Nature of Witches, The Box in the Woods, and then The First to Die at the End. I've got The Startup Wife and then The Haunting Season. And I've got also Mika in Real Life. And then I've got Threadneedle, The Merciless Crow, Even in the Darkest Star, Beautiful World Where Are You? And then I've got this big, The Subtle Knife Illustrated Edition. Now, this is what it looks like after me moving all them books. And guys, it's 218 books. I'm concerned for myself in all honesty. Okay, and finally this is the last section because all these books, all these romancy books have been read, so nothing to worry about here. And as you can see, there is a lot of books. So this is technically what started off as my TBR shelf and then obviously expanded because your girl just could not read fast enough. So we have the entire Game of Thrones series, then the entire Outlander series, obviously besides some of the newer books. We've got City of Ghosts, Uprooted, Romanov, and then The Becoming of Mara Dyer, Ocean's Echo, The Sunbearer Tiles, With Fire in Their Blood, Defend the Dawn, The Falconer, The Vanishing Throne, and then A Monster Calls, and also super loads of candles. And down here we've got The Wheel of Time, like the first 4 books, well the first 3 books and the prequel. The Starless Sea, Grave Seekers, Within These Wicked Walls, Lightlark, and then The Thief, and then The Queen of Attila. And then we've also got An Arrow to the Moon, The Rose Dagger, The Court of Miracles, Kingdom of Souls, and then the first all 3 books in the Chaos Walking series, which I've not yet read. Passenger and Wayfarer, also not read. Also don't know why I have these, I don't use tabs, so I think I just keep them there for effect. Ace of Shades, Shadow Song, House of Hollow, Empire of Sand, and then Realm of Ash, The Coldest Girl on Cold Count, and then The Damned. Now to the third shelf, the first 4 book in the Obsidian series. I can't remember what it's called. I really wanted to read it when I was younger and I clearly bought it and I've just not read it yet. The first 4 books in the Becky Chambers Long Way to a Small Angry Planet series, not read that either. Not a surprise, obviously. The next 3 books in the Graceling trilogy / series. I read the first book, Graceling, and I liked it, but I didn't love it. It was okay. Into the Crooked Place, City of Spells, Nexus, Stepsister, Truth Witch, Unravel the Dusk, Cackle, The Monsters We Defy, The Bear and the Nightingale trilogy, This Savage Song, Our Dark Duet, and then The Dark King, which is like a dark fantasy. I don't really know what this is. Next up is A Restless Truth, This Wicked Fane's Rising in the Queen's Resistance duology. On this shelf we've got A Shadow Bright and Burning, Red Queen, Alice, Lost Boy and the Mermaid, which are like obviously fairy tale retellings. The Viper Priority trilogy, not read that yet. Notorious Sorcerer, the second and third book in the Mistborn trilogy. And then we've got Never Fade in the Afterlight, and then The Darkest Legacy. Don't know why I haven't finished reading these. The Jasmine Throne, The Orlando Sword, The Blood Trials, The Once and Future Witches, Crown of Feathers, Heart of Flames, Bloodmark, The Women of Troy, The Mercenaries, and then Forestfall and Lake's Edge. On the next shelf we've got The Unbroken, The Faithless, Throne of Swans, Afterlove, Daughters of the Nairi, Beasts of Prey, Enchante, Shadow of the Fox, The Queens of Innisleer, Sisters of Sword and Song, Hold Back the Tide, The Bone Shard Daughter, Wicked, The Ivory Key, For the Throne, The Traitor's Ruin, The Traitor's Kiss, House of Dragons, Loki, Girl Serpent Thorn, The Silvered Serpents, Broken Throne, and then Ruthless Gods. And up here we've got Sycons, Rise, Descent of the Crane, and then The Queen's Assassin. And then finally on this shelf we've got On the Come Up, Cruel Beauty, The Undying Stars, The Binding, Sea Witch, The Theft of Sunlight, Sea Fire, The Near Witch, These Witches Don't Burn, Son of the Storm, Illusory. We've got the third and the fourth book in the One Dark Throne series, as well as the novella. Then we've got Signal to Noise, Daughter of Darkness, Cursed, 16 Souls, A Queen Comes to Power, Daughter of the Siren Queen, The Coven, Vortex Chronicles, The Atlas Paradox, The Daughters of Izdihar, I think, and then Rule of Wolves. Yep, so many books. And guys, I won't even lie, this is not all my books. I have like between 5 to 10 books at my boyfriend's that are unread, so we're just gonna ignore them books and pretend like they don't exist to me. So these are the books I currently have to read, so let's get reading. I hope all of you enjoyed watching my entire physical TBR collection slash counting situation. Overall I have 522 books to read. Well, 523 if we're going to include my current read, but yeah, it's a lot of books. It's going to take me a couple of years, but it's fine, considering I got rid of like 60 books that were on there, so I think I'm doing quite well at the moment. And if you think there are any books that I need to read ASAP, please let me know. And like before, it'd be amazing if you could like, share and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and until next time guys, bye.